Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fissner. Guys, so we've got a time when we should think about learning schematics. So today's video is not about like proper repair, but how to read schematics, how to find in themselves proper way of writing schematics, and then when you want to understand it, it should be that at the top you've got a volt in, at the bottom you've got a volt ground, yes, on your left hand, so that's my left hand, so probably you need to look at this side, but my left hand, here it's a like a line in, yes, the data, and line out. Not always it's following this way, but it's super easy when it's this way. It's not the same as you look at the board view and then on the board, because that's optimized to place as many components as you can. But when it comes to the schematics, that's much easier to understand. So let's say if you have certain groups of components, you can clearly recognize certain amplifiers or something, yes, or buck converters, yes. So when you meet these all the time, you start to like similarities in the schematics, yes. For instance, if you see one chipset, you expect to have, let's say, either a capacitor or resistor or something, and then you automatically seeing a similar component, you say, oh, okay, yes, that should be here, that shouldn't be short to the ground, yes. So it's good to learn these schematics, and if you haven't started yet, I would recommend to start, yes, because they are making our lives much easier. Now I'm going off the jobs, like urgent jobs, and I'm going into the jobs which are just lying, somewhere, and some of them I can fix, some of them I can't fix, yes. Now, okay, I've plugged it, the scope, we can do with a scope. So we will try to, I'll share the screen first, okay? I'll share the screen. No, I'm gonna share the whole window. No, I want to share with you only schematics. Okay, so here are the schematics. Now you can see, or you can't see them. Okay, you can see them. Cool, happy days. So let's try to fit them to the whole screen. Okay, I get it. So what it is, it's depend on the size here I've got. It's not helping us, but it's okay. I will try my best to show you as much as possible. So anyways, we can close this one, we can zoom out, yes, and we can see that we are in the audio schematic part of this sheet here. Now what we have, if we will magnify it, yes, here in this section, we can see that there is option internal amplifier, okay, and there's even connector. That means we will go into another part of the schematics, okay. So that's what it is. Now what we're after is where it's going from. Additional connector, 24 pin. So here we've got this ISO connector, and section A, it's a ACC 12 volt on A4, so that means this one. There is a 12 volt battery A7, so this if you will connect only 12 volts and the ground can be anywhere, even on the enclosure, then you will automatically have 12 volts when the car is that's from the battery, 12 volt battery, so that's on. Like I you see, I'm lost. One of them is permanent 12 volt. I think this is ACC, like continuous connection, and this one is from battery, or either this from the battery is continuous connection that is always connecting to the battery, and this one is just when you turn your ignition. Yes, so I won't tell you because I just don't remember. You know, I'm not, as you see, I'm not the best with them. And then we've got speakers on the B section. So here is this B section. Now this radio which I'm dealing with is a radio which I've connected properly and shouldn't have a CD working. It turns out that the CD is there, but there's no signal. Now the problem the CD is there, but there's no audio signal. Now the problem only is when you connect to the B1 and B2, like here, or, excuse me, 3 and 4, or 5 and 6, or 7 and 8, either or, because these are all the pluses and minuses, you don't have any sound. So it's a problem, because customer wants to have a sound. You see, like here we're going with these. You see? That's CN502, yes, connector 502. But if you don't have a sound, you need to follow the schematics where you are, and that's option internal amplifier, okay, and that's here what we're after. Now what it is, it's a IC502. It's called TB2946, and that's option internal amplifier. Okay. Now I've checked that chipset. I'll check with my magnifying glass still. And I've got this chipset IC302, 303. Okay, so it's not here. So it's on this board, okay? So I've got it on this board. So now we can't, okay, we can, but we need to replace what I have on the desk. Okay, now zoom in. Okay, so it's 503, which we were soldering before, and 502. So I can show you now. Yeah, I can switch off. Sorry for the noise. Okay, and we see that we've got this IC502. So IC502 have it's a TB2946. Don't know if it's TB because we barely can see anything. Oh, sorry, my light is here. Yes. Don't know if you can see anything because I can't. Techwell, Dan B2, GH, TW98. So it's not the same. Yes, so it's a different one. TB2946. I don't see anything like TB2946, guys. And that should be the chip. That should be exactly the chip which we're looking for, because that's IC502 just above it. If I will lower this, you can read that it's IC502 above it. Yes, So that's what it is, and it has how many pins? And it has 25 pins. So if we would count it, if we would count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's already 12. So that's 24, that's 48. Yes? So that's a different chipset. So this option, option, as an internal amplifier doesn't apply here. So it's a different stuff, but it's the same model. It's LAN 8940EHLM. That's the same radio, okay? So if this doesn't match, yes, you can see only based on this chipset, find datasheet to this chipset, and you can see what it does. Yes, and if it does the same thing, that's mean, okay, there was a change, and that's what it is. But if this chipset does different thing, then you should still go and find another chipset which will be your amplifier. Yes, and let's don't presume here that amplifier is looking in a different way, because that's not the point here. So now we can't see. Okay, you don't see the screen, sorry. Okay, now you can see the screen. Oh, zoom in. I meant to do zoom out. Okay, so now it's audio schematics, and audio schematics should go to the speaker. Now if it doesn't go to the speaker, the question is where it's going, because that's option internal amplifier. Yes, so this sound should be taken from somewhere, okay, and amplified. Now the question is where, because we don't see it, and believe me, I can't find it. I'm lost. Like literally I'm lost, and I was checking chipsets and I can't see. I found one chipset which would match what I needed, but when I found this chipset here, no, that's antenna, that's USB, option camera, option XM ready, yes. So no, not here, so it was above it somewhere. RDS, yes, that's audio schematics, and that's tuner and DSP. Audio schematics diagram, but that's just the chipset which is managing everything. Front board, look, if we can zoom out here, we've got this Micom PD78F3376. yes, so that's what we're looking for right now, because that makes sense. That makes sense. 3376 system front board, DSP. Oh, okay, radio and audio is here. Micom, that you need to Google what does that mean, but that SAF, I'll Google and I'll tell you what the SAF 7741 does. Digital signal processor, okay, DSP. So that's digital signal processor, so that's not what we want. Now what about this one? Yes, so again, what does UPD78F33768, okay. Hyundai LAN, oh look, front board Hyundai, audio navigation system, upgrading one, car navigation system, front left 6 down, reverse audio micom. Okay, so that's for the reverse. Okay, so that's not what we're looking for. You see, so already we know by just googling that we've got two things which we're not interested in. So that's from the board, that's SPF, that's not audio back, main board system, that's fun. So see, nothing is showing here that it's a audio power amplifier. Here you are. Okay, so that's what we need to find, audio power amplifier. So now in the content we should have something like, oh look, we've got nothing. Audio, we can't search as well. What oh, okay, anyways, audio amplification, front content, specification, content, specification, general, speaker, CD section, FM, okay, front connector, I'll make it bigger, because I can't read when it's so small. And I don't know what you see, what you don't see, so that's the problem as well. So you see, we've got a DSP and there is an amplifier. Now we've got it on the audio board. So it's a main board which is steering all the sounds and everything, connecting all the devices, steer it, and then stereo codec, that's AC97, and then as a DSP this digital stuff which we checked before, and then it's a 45 watts times 4 channel amp, and that goes to the speaker. So from that chipset which we found, there is a way to an amplifier. Now that one should in theory contain the signal for the for all the devices. Yes, so if we can follow from that place, from this DSP stuff on the audio board, yes, we can find this amplifier and then the signal going out from this DSP to that amplifier. And we know we don't need a micom anymore. Okay, so application, no, that's device driver, audio, here's audio codec, DSP, that's what we went for, and here's audio, device driver. So that's the stuff which we're looking for. Now that's useless. Block diagram, content, no USB connector, debug voltage sheet, main waveforms. Now here we don't have something which we care, because that's the main board part, but we need to go to the audio board. Okay, so as long as we won't see the audio board, schematics, we have voltage sheet, we don't care, because we don't have, that's for the CD, MP3 word, LCD, you see, so that's not something which we care. That's AC only decoder. Yes, so we can check if the signal is going by plugging it in an oscilloscope that's just 24 megahertz on P3 of X502. Yes, that's brilliant, but that's not amplification. We need to go for amplification and check why there's no amplification, because that's weird. Yes, so here again we've got 903, but I don't see anywhere right, left. Yes, so you see, so nowhere here. That's just for the processing part. Now we don't need this, we don't need that. Oh, audio part. Finally something what we're looking for, yes? And we got audio waveforms here as well. So here is more relevant to what we're looking for. So let's go and let's browse it. So you see, we're going from SAF 7741, yes, to audio power amplifier, and then to the pin connector. So that's exactly what we're needing, yes? So now you know that at this ISO connector, which we've seen, those pins are going from the audio power amplifier, yes, and option internal amplifier, yes, and then that goes to that DSP, to that SAF 7741, which we were looking for, yes. So the signal has to go from DSP SAF 7741. It has to go through this because it has no other way around. So you see, so that's how you confirm these details. That's how you read the schematics to understand where you are. Now, we need to look for a path now from 77441 to this audio amplifier somewhere. So 7741 here, yes, that goes, but here doesn't show on the modular. Excuse me. DSP audio diagram. Okay, cool. So can we zoom in, please, and check? That's option external amplifier. Option DR, no. C volt is at the top and ground is at the bottom of this whole module. Guess what? We will go to the bottom. Look, ground here, ground here, ground here. These people are following nice rule, yes? Here in is on the left and the arrow pointing to the right, yes? That's a reverse gear, so you can imagine that that will be in both ways. Main in, and that's out. You see those arrows are to the right. That's what I was talking about. That's always the general. When it's a professional schematics, you love it because you don't need to fight for it to find it, yes? You just know where stuff should be and you expect it to be there. So okay, we've got a chipset 104. That's not what we're looking for. Okay. Tuner, no, that's tuner, we don't care. Internal antenna, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for this, A and B, we've been here, yes? And we're looking for A, no, for B. So now, that's battery, that's going power. But the signal, so there is a IC504 which should have a signal in theory, but that's fan speed. IC504. What else do we have? Option internal amplifier, that's where we were. That was this IC502, but as we've seen, you know, that's not the case. So it's looking like this radio has an external amplifier and don't have an internal one, guys. Because if this would have an internal one, we would see the chipset on board, and we don't. We've checked, you see that's option external amplifier, IC114. Battery, yes, here, and analog in, you see analog out here. but that's 114. So what we, oh, that's, oh, I see 301 here. So if we've got for real voice on this 301, you know, if we can either find a wave, or we can, or through the oscilloscope, or we can find a sound through it, yes, then we know that the radio is fine, and we shouldn't spend more time on finding a fault in the radio, because there's no fault in the radio, it just needs an external amplifier plugged in, yes, and that's IC 114. So that we need to locate it, yes, where it's where it is. Analog in, analog out. See here as well. Analog out. Excuse me. Internal amplifier, you see? Battery ground. 504. So it might be the case that I was wasting the time, and you've got you see parking brake, reverse gear, aux detect, high external amplifier, you see, high speed cam, external amplifier, SPDF out, plus and minus, yes. So that's CN 501 pin 1 and pin 2. And that's 501 pin 12 and pin 24. If we will see these forms, then we will know automatically that the radio is fine. Now additional connector for option dico amp. See? Ready. Audio printed circuit board. Now we see those components. IC 510, .301, 302. I don't know if you can see it clearly, hopefully you do. Yes. 701, that's not what we're looking for. But look guys, here, part soldering, I'm just looking for the connection, how it is. So I want to look at the radio at the same time. So, I don't have the middle connector, that's 502, doesn't exist on this. Physically there is no connector. Okay, this one does exist. Excuse me. This one does exist. Only doesn't show where it's going. Okay, so you can see those connectors here, but you don't know where they are going. Now, these are pinpoints to vias. Yes, that's a via. So that's going on the other side of the board. Now the problem only is that we don't know to which layer it connects, because there is a number of layers, yes? So without understanding what's the amplifier here, you're pretty much doomed. But it doesn't look like it has a built-in amplifier. It looks like it's using the external amplifier, which again, I can be wrong. I need to verify it if I'm talking rubbish or not. So from my understanding, that's 9 okay, I don't have a model here, but that should be the one. From my understanding, we don't have anything here which could serve us as an amplifier. That's a problem. because there is a chip set which is IC114. Here I see. Do I have it? Yes, I have it. And what this 114 chipset does. Do we know 114? External option, external amplifier. You see? Option external amplifier. So that should communicate with the external amplifier, but I see here that the connector, there is an extra connector. It's empty. It's not. Or again, I can talk some rubbish. Huh? What it is, guys? What it is? Okay, I don't know what it is. There is one component which I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like what I'm after, but I can check this one. Yes, because this 114 has analog out as well. So that's the chipset I would like to check on pins 21 through to 24. Yes, that's analog out. So I will be checking it underneath the oscilloscope or underneath the, well, yeah, and underneath the multimeter, and I will check if I can have any signal there. If I will have, then that's me, like call it a day. That's, that should be the sound. If there is no sound on that, I will be worried, and I will be trying to check why the processor is not sending us any sound, and that will be further investigation. But other than that, we've got analog out on the chipset, which is supposed to work as a option external amplifier. Yes. So we will see what it will give us, but for now, for today, that's everything. Hopefully you've got some value of reading those schematics. And if you have any questions, please ask down in the comments below. But for today, thank you very much and see you in the next one. Bye bye.